Hi everybody, my name's Holly and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be starting up what I'm hoping to be a long playlist of all the Dragon Age games and having a live working canon. I am no stranger to these games whatsoever, and the way that I play them is actually a little different than most people. I don't roleplay myself, I don't go in blind. I know exactly what is going on. And that makes what I do a little bit different than most people because I'm not going to be the one making the foolish decisions. I'm going to know going in what kind of decisions I want to make. And also, that's not to say I'm not going to be making bad decisions because trust me, I will be because I'm going to be doing this a little differently, like I said. I am going to be role-playing as a character, as a person who is going through this. And I've created a backstory and kind of what I want to represent. And so what I want this channel to eventually become is a way for me to record my characters that I've made. So that way I can go back and kind of view what choices they made, kind of battle with myself what they would have done there, and go in and tell a story more than just what the game has, but actually play as a character who has a backstory, who has a goal, or not doesn't have a goal. That might be the case, and I'm going to be doing this probably multiple times since one of the most amazing things about Dragon Age is the ability to do different things. And so I'm just going to jump in, but in this playthrough we are going to be playing the Human Noble, because if this is this is the playlist I want people to start off on if they have never played Dragon Age. Because like I said, I'm going to be making all the quote-unquote right decisions. Well, like I said, not making the quote-unquote right decisions, but I know how to make the right decisions, so I might make some commentary here and there about what to do and what not to do. And I'm also going to be doing some of the side quests, that way you can see how to do them as well. But yeah, and I'm also going to be making a Tumblr for my characters and like answering questionnaires about them and just going in full throttle with these characters that I have grown to love, and also some new characters that I haven't really had time to fully flesh out yet, because actually the first character I'm going to play here, Elaine, is not a character that I have been able to fully flesh out yet. Not everything about her works perfectly. I know what choices I want to make, but right now I don't really know her favorite color or anything like that, so we're going to go in, we're going to see what we can kind of figure out about her and get to know her together. And so, I'm going to be making that Tumblr page tonight, and let's just jump into the game. Today I will probably be playing her origin story, which is going to have a lot of emotion, and so I am really excited. And like I said, I am not a new person to Dragon Age whatsoever. I know these games inside and out, so I am fully excited. This is just a little introduction to the game.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. It may even be too late, for I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
I love that little Duncan narration, that we don't really know just how important he is as a character quite yet. And like I said, I will be playing the Human Noble because I do think this is probably the best origin to kind of introduce yourself to Dragon Age. You get a lot more importance, you get a lot more relationships with the characters, and a lot more choices, honestly.
Greetings.
And like I said, I'm going to be naming her Elaine. I am going to do that now. I kind of like that name because the mother's name is Eleanor, so it kind of goes off of that. And the preset I like to work with is this one. Unfortunately, the parents' skin tone do not change with the different skin complexions and skin color in this game, so I make her white because her parents are white, so it only makes sense. I like having my Kuzlins wear a little bit of makeup because of the fact that I feel like they would have access to a little, but not too much. I'm not going to go with that dark, but that bright, but allows me to kind of see the color a little bit better. I'm just going to go with a nice black and kind of bring it in. Not going to do a tattoo because I feel like as a Kuzlin you wouldn't. Like I said, I'm going more into not playing myself, but playing a character. And I kind of like this hair for her because, well, I haven't really told you much about her personality. She is a little bit rebellious, even though she does also still like to fit into the rules and not stress her parents out too much. But she does like to have a little fun, so it's kind of nice and orderly, but like there's two defiant little strands, so I like that. And I'm gonna make her actually be blonde because her mother, even though her parents' hair is not really defined, her mom always looked a little bit more blonde to me. There we go. For this setup, you always have to kind of change it once to make it not be that light of a color because of just a small little glitch. And now the eye shape. I think I typically go with the first one, but let me double check that. Yeah, the first one. The eye spacing is pretty good. Eye height, I don't like to mess with. Might go with a dark eye color. Just to kind of counteract her hair color. I'm not going to mess with her brow because I kind of like it where it is in this origin. I'm going to go with a smaller, more dainty nose. Like I said, since the fact that she's nobility, I'm going to make her a little bit prettier than I make some of my other characters. Because I feel like she comes off of a dignified household who probably cares a little bit about beauty standards a little bit, just a little bit. So I try to make them more at what is naturally defined as pretty. There will be characters later on in my game who are not the stereotypical type of pretty. Just gonna make her mouth a little thin. Now this is where it kind of gets a little tricky for me. Let me go at that angle so I can see. Because Origin does have one little problem with their make, and it's this little curve right here that you always want to try to get rid of. So like you move this up to cheek being full, and that helps a lot. And kind of bring that in. And move that to a point where you can't really see it. Bring that all the way in. And it gets a lot better. I'm gonna make her chin a little bit small. Hmm. I do also like a darker hair color because of the fact that I am making her a rogue. And so I kind of want her to be able to blend in a little bit more. So I might actually go with this hair color. And with that, let me just make sure the eye color is the same one that I want. I might still go with the darker brown. Just kind of I do like the brown on brown combination. Gonna make her chin a little bit smaller, but I think that's pretty good. I don't really pay attention to the neck or ears because I kind of like how they are. And now I kind of do the stereotypical hero pose. Um, this one always reminds me of a werewolf. I kind of like doing the purple because, like I said, the whole nobility thing. Oh, the expressions. I think we're gonna go with the neutral one, just because I feel like that's most fitting. And now let's do the...
I've lost concentration. Greetings. Greetings.
Charmed.
Greetings.
Greetings. No, it is gone! I must try another tactic.
Charmed. It didn't work. Not working. Shoo.
Greetings. Greetings.
Well, that didn't work. I need some other attack.
I think we're going to go with this one because it sounds the youngest. And then we're going to go with some cunning because she is a rogue. I think I'm going to put that at 18 for now. And then dexterity up a little bit. And I love giving coercion to these characters, especially Kuzlin, because I feel like they would be able to persuade people to do some things. And then lockpicking right away to get into those rooms that we shouldn't. And I think I'm going to make her an archer, because I think she likes to stay out of things if she can. And we're going to be playing on normal, because even though, like I said, I am very much familiar with Dragon Age, I typically do not play on PC. I typically play it on my PlayStation 3. And now we're going to get a lovely introduction to our character.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How, you remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
Was I brought here for a reason, Father?
Since your brother is leading our forces south and I'm going with the Owl, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
In charge of the whole castle? I'll do my best.
Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
I love that chest pound. Bum!
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
He said they're a small order and no longer important.
I apologize, Duncan. That Aldous has nerve teaching my children such slanderous nonsense.
I take no offense. The Grey Wardens are not what we once were.
I'll not have the Wardens spoken ill of in my household. Without them, the Darkspawn would have killed us all in the first blight. You are the only reason men still live in Thedas. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
I have no interest in becoming a Grey Warden, but thank you for the offer.
Do you hear that, Duncan? My daughter is not interested. So unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription...
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
But I'm not done talking to you yet.
We'll talk before I leave tomorrow. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
So she is a little bit of a daddy's girl. I'm definitely getting that vibe. And I think she just has at this point of the story, she has a really big heart. And, I also have a little bit of interesting tidbit of information that I'll give out in a second, because we're going to go over here.
There you are. Your mother told me the Tyrn had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you, too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Did the dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
Then I guess I should go collect him then. Care to join?
That would be wise, before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
Where is my mother exactly?
She was entertaining Lady Landra and her son when I left her. Perhaps in the atrium? Before we go, my lady, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
She's gonna look a little disappointed at him and say, you sound quite excited about that.
Awed, more like. The reputation of the Grey Wardens as mythical warriors is unsurpassed.
It is true. He's talking to my father right now.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
He intends to test you for recruitment.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
So there's kind of a reason that she's acting that way, is that she kind of likes him at the castle as long as possible, because she might have a little bit of a crush on this man.
We really should go after your hound, my lady, before he does something worse.
Tell me about yourself, Sir Gilmore.
Well, you know I've served your father for years, since my own father sent me to squire here. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn, but our land is little more than a glorified farmstead. I do miss it, though. The valleys of the Bannorn are beautiful this time of year. I take great pride in serving the town. Still, if I had the opportunity to join the Grey Wardens, I wouldn't hesitate.
You would leave my father's service?
With his blessing, I imagine. Joining the Wardens is the highest service one can render.
And she's gonna look at him and just nod, looking a little bit sad. Do you know much about the Grey Wardens, then?
Only what everyone hears. I never expected to actually see one. So few of them are here in Ferelden.
What happens if the Grey Wardens recruit you?
I only know that once you become a Grey Warden, your old life is over. There's no going back.
Oh. Let's talk about something else, then.
As you wish. But what if the Grey Warden tries to recruit you? Have you thought about it?
He assured my father he wouldn't recruit me.
He could change his mind. Grey Wardens are notorious for doing whatever is necessary to fight the Darkspawn. Scribe Aldous once told me that the Grey Wardens used to burn entire villages to keep them out of Darkspawn hands.
When you're here, why would they recruit me?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but you are no ordinary woman. You're strong, skilled, and easily the equal of any man on the field or off. The Grey Wardens would be fools to overlook you.
And the reason why she's not going to say that she doesn't want to become a Grey Warden is since Sir Gilmore looks and sounds so enthusiastic about these Grey Wardens, she's not going to kind of say, like, I wouldn't want to leave my old life and stuff like that, because, you know, right now she just likes being with her dad, her mom, and also Sir Gilmore. I really don't know how to feel about it.
I suppose you have many other options. Me? I would give anything to be recruited.
Let's just keep going then.
Of course, my lady. Lead on.
And now that we have Sir Gilmore, I am going to explore the castle a little bit before we go to the dog. And now, while I do think my character is religious, I do think at this point she would not go to the temple to pray.
Good evening, my lady.
Gonna loot around in here, trying to find a bow. Because I'm pretty sure I do not have a bow already. No. Yeah, I want to try to find a bow as soon as possible. I do not quite remember if there is a bow early on.
Right.
Oh, my lady, we were just,
Playing cards?
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the town stationed us here.
And when she said playing cards, she'll probably be more like jokingly like, "Care to deal me a hand?" And then, do you always question your duties?
No, my lady, of course not.
I'll forget about it this time. Just please do not upset my dear father.
Yes, my lady. Thank you. We won't forget this. Good evening, milady.
And now
As you
she's
wish.
gonna probably go talk to this guy because she got him in trouble earlier. Also go
On
and
it.
check what's in the study. I don't think anything, but we're not gonna be coming back here later.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same task manager, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
And she's just gonna look a little bit in pain and be like, I'm a little bit too old for lessons, I think.
Perhaps you could make the topic more palatable for these lads and their minuscule intellects.
I do not think so, not right now. I have a task at hand. Carry on.
Unfortunate, but as you wish.
Does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Don't ask myself all this, why do you do this?
And I love this in a second. Oh, apparently I didn't hit the right thing. But sometimes you can get him to fall asleep right here on his feet. And it's quite entertaining. But like I said, I'm playing as Elaine. And so I'm going to be hitting the options Elaine would.
Good evening, milady.
Good evening, my lady. Like I said, I am just looking for a bow
As you
right
wish.
now. You can hear
Good
the
evening,
dog
my
from
lady.
here. That will be helpful later.
On it. As you wish.
And now we're gonna go to Nan, now that we've successfully gone through the rooms. But first, this room!
This should be easy enough.
And I like this room because it has a kitty, and I love cats.
On it.
Okay, let's go help Nan.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder. But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves. I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
Perhaps you should lock your ladder tighter.
If I locked it any tighter, we couldn't get in.
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the turner. I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Banorn.
Nan, please. We'll get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Right.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Look at that tail. Are you trying to tell me something, boy?
He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
And I like kind of headcanon that she's had this dog for probably about 7 years, so probably got it right around when she was 11 or so. So I just like giving it a simple name, and so I'm going to name him Kuzland after the family. And probably nicknaming it Kuzi. And I already know how to do battle basics, thank you.
That'd make an interesting pet.
Kill them all! Get on them! Attack! Got one!
Right.
The dogs will dine on your corpses!
Less fighting, more dying, blast you!
That looks like giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Those were very large rats.
I've seen larger. They come up from the Kakari wilds sometimes. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Already missing Sir Gilmore.
Easy enough.
I mean, who wouldn't fall in love with Sir Gilmore? Come on. He's a sweetheart.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your ladder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones?
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
My faithful warhound made sure it's safe.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with.
Rolls her eyes at Nan.
Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Nothing more to loot. Oh, wooden crate. Wooden crate. More deep mushrooms for herbology. Now we're going to go up and say hi to dear old mother.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, Mother. Nan is back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Weren't you drunk?
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's not married yet, either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
Flatter.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
I don't think you should go.
Don't worry, my dear. It won't be long.
I have a bad feeling
As
about
do
all
I.
this.
Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
I should go now, Mom.
I love you, my darling girl. You know that, don't you?
I love you too.
Go do what you must then. I will see you soon.
She's turning out to like her family a lot more than I thought. More serious.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
I wish I could go with you. Actually, do you really think this war will be over quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
I bring a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
A good sword might be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
What about brothers?
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you?
You'll need protecting more than her.
I agree. Especially if you get yourself hurt. I will never forgive you.
Now that is a good incentive, wouldn't you say?
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
And now she's going to talk to her dad.
You should be on your way, Pup. Long day ahead tomorrow.
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my darling daughter. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlin name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear girl. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
I'll go now.
I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a sensible woman. That much is clear.
Getting sent to bed early, are we?
Have fun on the long march in the cold.
A warm bed doesn't sound so bad now, come to think of it. At any rate, I'll miss you. Take care of everyone, and be here when I get back.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Auntie?
Yes, that is true, Oren.
What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
Dragons are terrible creatures, Oren. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
This is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Auntie? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny. Oh, Darkspawn, fear my sword of truthiness.
I'm not much for swords myself, Oren, but if you want, I can teach how to use a bow.
How about poison? Can I learn about that?
I'm thinking no.
I never get to do anything.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon, I promise.
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
Best do as your father says, darling. I will see you in the morning, bright and early.
Oh gosh. Do you see anything interesting? That should tell me what he got. I guess we're gonna leave this episode here today. And this will be titled Meet Elaine. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a good day today. And that you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.